to our different quarters. The 66th stopped that night about 3 miles from Portsdown Hill, and in the morning we returned to Winchester. Everything was new to me, and I was filled with astonishment at the bustling contrast I was so suddenly called into from the tranquil and quiet of my former life. Whilst in Winchester, we got a route for Ireland the country, and embarking at Portsmouth we crossed over and landed at Cork. There we remained 9 weeks, and being a smart figure and very active, I was put into the light company of the 66th, and together with the light corps of other regiments, we formed into the light battalions and sent off to Dublin. Whilst in Dublin, I saw the 95th Rifles, and fell so in love with their smart, dashing and devil-may-care appearance that nothing would serve me until I was a rifleman myself. So on arriving at Castle one day, and falling in with a recruiting party of that regiment, I volunteered into the 2nd Battalion. This recruiting party were all Irishmen, and had been sent over from England to collect, amongst others, men from the Irish militia, and were just about to return to England. I think they were as reckless and devil-may-care a set of men as ever I beheld, either before or since. About 6 months after my joining, 4 companies of the 2nd Battalion were ordered on the expedition to Denmark. We embarked at Deal, and sailing for the hostile shores, landed on a little place called Scarlet Island. The expedition consisted of about 30,000 men, and at the moment of our getting on shore, the whole force set up one simultaneous and tremendous cheer, a sound I cannot describe. It seems so inspiring. As soon as we got on shore, the rifles were pushed forward as the advance, in chain order, through some thick woods. And when we approached Copenhagen, sentries were posted on the roads and openings leading towards the town, in order to intercept all comers and prevent all supplies. Such posts we occupied for about 3 days and nights, whilst the town was being fired on by our shipping. I rather think this was the first time of Congreve rockets being brought into play, and as they rushed through the air in the dark, they appeared like fiery serpents, creating terrible dismay amongst the besieged. As the main army came up, we advanced and got as near as under the walls of the places we could, without being endangered by the fire from our own shipping. We received orders ourselves to commence firing, and the rattling of the guns I shall not easily forget. I felt so exhilarated that I could hardly keep back, and was checked by the commander of the company, Captain Leach, who called to me by name to keep my place. About this time, my front-rank man, a tall fellow named Jack Johnson, shewed a disposition as though the firing had on him an effect the reverse it had on many others of the company, for he seemed inclined to hang back, and once or twice turned around in my face. I was a rear-rank man, and porting my piece in the excitement of the moment, I swore that if he did not keep his ground, I would shoot him dead on the spot, so that if he found it would be quite as dangerous for him to return as to go on. I feel sorry to record the want of courage of this man, but I do so with less pain, as it gives me the opportunity of saying that during many years' arduous service, it is the only instance I remember of a British soldier endeavouring to hold back when his comrades were going forward. Indeed, Johnson was never again held in estimation amongst the Rifle Corps, for the story got wind that I had threatened to shoot him for cowardice in the field, and Lieutenant Cox mentioned to the Colonel that he had overheard my doing so, and such was the contempt the man was held in by the Rifles that he was soon afterwards removed from amongst us to a veteran battalion. Whilst in Denmark, we led a tolerably active life, continually on the alert, ordered hither today and countermanded the next. Occasionally, when wanted in a hurry, we were placed in carts and rattled over the face of the country in company with the dragoons of the German Legion, so that if we had not so much fighting as afterwards in the Peninsula, we had plenty of work to keep us from idleness. Occasionally also we had some pleasant adventures amongst the blue-eyed Danish lasses, for the Rifles were always terrible fellows in that way. Soon after this, the expedition returned to England, and I came with the other Rifles in a Danish man-of-war, the Princess Caroline, and landed at Deal, from whence we had started. From Deal we marched to Hythe, and there we lay until the year 1808, and in that year 4 companies of the 2nd Battalion, to which I belonged, were ordered to Portugal. In that year I first saw the French. I wish I could pick